It's easy to make a living from writing, and it's not. And why it can be easy, why it can be easy to not make a living from writing, I'm gonna discuss this in this video, so stay tuned. Hi, my name is Andrea Wilk. I'm a German best-selling author, and I take you with me into my world between the words in this podcast. Because I got the privilege to learn from so experienced authors, and I just want to share this because I think the moment we start sharing what we know, we can grow together, and the moment that we compete with each other, we just stay small. All of us. Nobody's going to grow. We all in this fighting mode. So let's get into the happy mode. Why is making a living from writing easy? And I know there are so many voices out there that say, it's not easy for me. I've published like 5 books and I cannot afford my rent with the sales I make. And I get this. I really do. So I know a lot of authors who do not get to make a living from writing, even though they have good books and they kind of want to be a full-time author. And here's kind of the problem, because if you kind of want to be a full-time author, you didn't get the point. Making a living from writing means that you treat your self-publishing career not as a career, not as something you can just add on and then get somewhere, like writing more books, but you have to treat it like a business. And a business needs a little more attention from your side than just the writing job. Because if you're just a writer, then you'd probably be better off with a publishing house. But if you want to be self-employed and make a living from that self-employment, then you have to be all the people that are responsible for the success of your company, of your business, because then you need somebody who's accountable, who has to do marketing. Here's the word. Who has to cope with taxes and finances, and maybe he's kind of the start of the problem because you don't feel like you are that person, and you probably aren't, because unless you've learned this because you got a degree in marketing or in business administration or something, and even then, you're probably not trained to be a business owner. But the moment you decide to make a living from writing, you become a business owner. And when you unless you start acting like one, it's kind of not in the clouds to make a living from writing. And that's what makes it easy. And you may think now, oh no, that's what makes it hard. And this may be true, but on the other hand, when you know that there's something that you can do to push your success, you can do something. And that's what's easy, because of course, viewing the whole mountain you have to climb, like here, that looks hard and it looks like a lot. But one thing that I understood is that I only have to take one step at a time, and this one step is always easy. So what's the point? The point is, if you decide to be a full-time author, a full-time self-publisher, then you have all the opportunity to learn how to become this. And I got to make a living from writing right after my first book. And this was in 2018. And some of you might think, oh, well, she got lucky. And maybe I did. But, I see all these other things I did before. So it took me a year to write the book, to edit the book, to market the book. Yes, but in that year, I also got like a whole university degree in self-publishing. I read every book I got to get. And this was back in 2017, 18. There weren't that many. I listened to each and every podcast. I watched each and every YouTube video. I bought courses to learn from them. I talked to people. I built up my network. I built up my newsletter. I built up my social media presence. I learned how to that's actually not true. I learned how to buy or how to advertise with Amazon, which wasn't easy back then. But there, even before 2017, I kind of walked, I kind of climbed that hill because I got a degree in business administration in 2012, which was 5 years before I started writing my book. And after that, I worked in online marketing. And before that, I did my A-levels. I think it's the A-level, it's kind of a high school graduation degree. It enables you to study in Germany. And I did that by distance learning. It took me 6 years. And in that 6 years, I learned so much about myself and about how I have to structure myself, how I have to plan out things that I want to accomplish. And I put so much effort into this. And I got an amazing grade on these A-levels. And what that made with me is I learned that when I put in the effort, I get to be successful. I can be successful when I put myself into something. When I really want to do something, when I really want to achieve something, then I can do it. And this is what I got from doing this. So successful people, they're not born successful. They just have these smaller successes, and they keep on learning, and they keep on developing their skills, and they keep on growing, and they keep on reflecting. And that's another point. If you want to, your first book probably isn't your best book, and even if it's very successful, there's a lot you can learn from it. And I didn't get to do this because the book was so successful that I didn't look at it. I didn't look at all the things that I could have made differently, because I thought, well, it was perfect. I know. It wasn't. And so it's kind of a blessing when your first book is not that successful, because then you get to think about what you could have done differently. I wouldn't say better, because I think, and I hope that you're doing the best every time you do something. So you put in everything you got into this. So, but it's quite probable that that's not enough, because, well, we are allowed to grow, right? And the person who's up there, that's probably not the person you are now. So, and you want to go out there, you have to deal with yourself, and you have to deal with your mistakes, and you have to deal with the things that could be improved. And here it's better, okay, well, or made differently. And this can also mean that maybe somebody gave you advice. Your gut just felt like, oh no, I don't want to do it, but you did it anyway because that person was more experienced, and you just followed your mind or your thoughts and not your feelings. And it was the wrong decision. And next time, but what you can learn from this is next time I'll do something else. And maybe even right now it doesn't sound like, oh well, making a living from writing is easy. But then again, think about the job you have now. Has it been easy to get there? And I think it kind of worse, because again, it's just one step at a time, and the more steps you take, and the more intensive you take them, the faster you can go. And I think what we always often don't understand is that easy is not fast. So easy is like you grow into this, and it's easy for you to take the next step, and then you will reach that goal. So if you thought this video would be about how to make a living from writing quite fast, oh, sorry to have disappointed you, but I don't have a blueprint. Well, I kind of have, because the blueprint is actually start, make mistakes, learn from your mistakes, and along the way learn. Like, read, watch, listen to everything that appeals to you, of what you think that would be for you. And this is kind of the most important thing. Stay true to yourself, because when you're authentic, when you're really going your way, it is easy. But when you try to go someone else's way, it's really hard, because your heart just knows. It just knows that this is not for you, and that you actually should go this way, and while you're going that way, that's really hard. So really find out what's your way, and then find out how you can go that way, how you can take everything you can from the sideways, So, okay. Tell me what you think about this, and I'd be very happy if you subscribe to the channel, and if you have any questions about the German market, for instance, just tell me. And if you speak German, just switch over to zwischen den Worten, and I'd be happy to see you there. So have a beautiful time, rest of your day, and feel hugged for being here, and for watching that long, or for listening that long. Thank you so much for your being. Bye, Andrea.